The moment the judge lowered his voice, the room went silent. No gas chamber. No execution date. No final moment. Just 4 words that would become his forever. Life without parole. And in that instant, Bryan Kohberger realized something far more terrifying than death had just been handed to him. Because sometimes, the worst punishment is not dying. It is being forced to keep living. Before we go any further, before we speak another word about the man who committed these crimes, we must remember who truly matters here. 4 young lives. 4 futures stolen. 4 families forever broken. Tonight I ask you, wherever you are watching from, to pause for just a moment and pray for the victims and their families. If you believe in prayer, type Amen in the comments section right now. Let their names be honored. Let their memory remain louder than the man who took them. And while you're there, tell me where in the world you're watching from. Because this story has traveled far beyond one courtroom and reached hearts across the globe. My name is not important. But what drives me is, I am a crime analyst, and I am a parent. Years ago, I lost 2 children to murder. 2 innocent lives taken. 2 futures erased. 2 empty rooms that never stopped echoing. That pain is the reason I keep digging. The reason I keep traveling. The reason I sit in courtrooms, file FOIA requests, read thousands of pages of documents, and chase details most people never see. Some days, I want to quit. The travel is exhausting. The records are buried. The hearings drag on for years. The answers never come fast enough. But then I remember, every victim was someone's child, just like mine. And I can't stop. Because if I do, their stories go silent. This is why Cellblock Shades exists. And tonight, we are stepping inside a punishment that many experts believe is worse than death itself. July 23, 2025. The courtroom is packed. Families gripping hands. Reporters leaning forward. Cameras waiting for history. Bryan Kohberger stands motionless. No tears. No apology. No visible remorse. When the sentence is read, life without parole, there is no reaction, no breakdown, no relief, no acknowledgement of the pain he caused. And in that moment, something becomes very clear. This is not a man prepared for what comes next, because the prison waiting for him is not designed to rehabilitate. It is designed to erase. Just hours later, he is transported south of Boise, through layers of steel gates, past armed towers, into the only maximum security facility in the state, a fortress. A concrete labyrinth. A place built for men who will never leave alive. This is the Idaho High Security Institute. And here, hope does not exist. For security reasons, he is placed inside one of the most restrictive housing units in the entire system. A long-term isolation block. 30 men. All considered high risk. Some sentenced to die. Others already waiting decades. These are not cellmates. They are ghosts who still breathe. 23 hours a day. He is locked alone. 1 hour. Inside a small cement enclosure they call recreation. Showers every other day. Meals slid through a slot. Movement only while shackled. No control. No choices. No privacy. His entire world is now a concrete box the size of a bathroom. And here is where something unexpected happens. Just 4 days after arriving, Bryan Kohberger files his first complaint. Not about safety. Not about threats. Not about fear. But because he cannot access the prison's digital payment system. Think about that for a moment. A man convicted of murdering 4 students, now frustrated because he cannot order items from commissary. Already, the reality is breaking through. Days later, the real torment begins. Through the ventilation system, voices start coming. Whispers, insults, screams, laughter. Day and night, never stopping. He later writes that the voices are constant. That someone is always speaking, always reminding him, you are not alone here, and you are not welcome. Prison staff admit they can hear it too, but they cannot identify who is responsible. No punishment, no protection, just noise, endless noise. Tell me something. Have you ever tried to sleep while someone whispers your name? For hours? Every night? For weeks? What do you think that does to the human mind? The complaints multiply. The noise is unbearable. Cells are being flooded. The environment is chaotic. He asks to be transferred. The answer? No. They tell him to give it time. Experts later explain something important here. Men like Kohberger, men who study control, structure, behavior, often collapse when they lose control themselves. Isolation is not peaceful for them. It is torture. Then come the food complaints. Trays missing items. Vegan portions incomplete. He writes, the nutritional standard is not being respected. Pause right there. This man once analyzed criminal behavior. Now, his entire existence revolves around missing vegetables on a tray. Freedom has shrunk to the size of a plastic plate. And the other inmates notice. Every complaint sends a message. He is struggling. He is vulnerable. And vulnerability is dangerous currency inside these walls. 3 weeks in. 5 formal complaints. Requests for protective custody. Requests for solo recreation. Requests for special treatment. During a housing hearing, something rare happens. He admits, the attention might fade. The tension might ease. But then he asks for privileges equal to another high-profile inmate. Even here, he is still comparing, still measuring, still calculating. The decision is final. Administrative isolation. Indefinitely. Is his permanent world now. And then, something chilling emerges. Rumors surface that footage of him inside his cell has leaked. An investigation begins. Staff are warned. Security tightens. But the message is already clear. Even in isolation, he is never unseen. Privacy is an illusion. And the attention he tried to escape has followed him inside concrete and steel. Now let me ask you something. Would you rather face a single moment of death or 50 years of this? Because this is the question at the heart of this punishment. If he had been sentenced to death, there would be an end date, an ending, a final chapter. But now, there is no ending, only repetition. The same walls, the same schedule, the same silence. Dead. After decade, after decade. No holidays, no milestones, no new beginnings. Just time. Slow, heavy, relentless. Research shows long-term isolation slowly erodes identity. Memory fades. Anxiety grows. Depression deepens. And the most devastating part? Every morning, he wakes up knowing tomorrow will be identical. Forever. One victim's mother told him in court, "You are now owned by the state." Those words were not symbolic. They were literal. Every movement scheduled. Every breath regulated. Every decision removed. His punishment is not violent. Not dramatic. Not cinematic. It is quiet. Endless. Psychological. And perhaps, that is exactly what the families wanted. So now I ask you, do you believe life in isolation is harder than the death penalty? Is this justice? Or something even darker? And here is another question. Do you think a man like this can survive decades alone with his own thoughts? Or will time destroy him long before age ever does? Write your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. And once more, tell me where you are watching from tonight. Because these stories belong to all of us. For the victims, we remember. For the families, we honor. For the truth, we keep digging. This is Cellblock Shades. And this is his forever.